What's up, everybody? I thought I'd change it up a little bit today. I've been on a little bit of a sabbatical, been kind of nursing an injury. So it turns out that I wound up kind of hurting my leg. Well, actually, let me step back. It's not really my leg, it's more like my. Well, see, it started off as my lower back. Basically, what happened last. What was it? I think it was maybe Monday. Well, actually, it was Sunday. Last Sunday, I did a bunch of stuff around the house, the yard, and stuff. Cleaned out my gutters, did a lot of raking, and right after that, I wound up going on a kind of like a 2.5 mile jog, and everything was fine, man. I felt perfectly fine. I mean, my back. By the time I got back, my back was a little bit tight, but it wasn't really anything abnormal. And as soon as I got back, I wound up. Uh, I was standing a pretty good amount of time in the kitchen preparing food and stuff because I can't remember what it was that I made, but it required cutting up some vegetables and stuff, and so I was like standing for a certain amount of time doing stuff in the kitchen, in other words. And my back wound up getting really tight to the point where it began to kind of cause a little bit of problems. And so I thought, well, okay, let's get in the shower, get a hot shower, and maybe that'll loosen some muscles up and stuff like that. And as soon as I got out of the shower, it was kind of the same thing. It might have loosened up a little bit, but it wasn't really super good. I mean, like I said though, at this point, it still wasn't really necessarily abnormal. I mean, I'm an athlete. I've had multiple injuries in my day, and a sore back is nothing new. So that next day, wake up, back still kind of sore, whatever, no big deal. Go over there to the gym after work, which is usually what I do on a Monday. And I don't know, man, upper body stuff and did some crunches and things like that. And still, man, everything was perfectly fine. Well, that night is when stuff began to feel off, and it it was weird because it felt like it was almost progressing into my like hip, my left hip ball socket, basically right in my ass cheek. And whenever I would walk around, man, it would just feel like it was like, I don't know, man. It almost made me wonder if I had a pinched nerve or something. Well, that next day, man, it was like a living hell. I could hardly walk. I mean, I was able to walk somewhat, but not really very well. I mean, definitely not to the point to where I was like mobile. And I can't remember exactly what happened. Uh, but to make a long story short, I took a day off and kind of played hooky from work uh, during a day that my boss was on vacation. I just kind of worked remotely from home without telling anybody, and I'm glad I did, man, because I couldn't really walk that day. I mean, I was like hobbling around the house in bed almost as much as I could be, and I was downing so many ibuprofen it wasn't even funny. So to make a long story short, like I said, I don't know what it was that happened. I think it might have been like a sprained hip or possibly some torn cartilage somewhere in my hip somewhere. And I don't know, man. For all I know, it really could have been some sort of pinched nerve or just some sort of weird shit. But it took me about like almost an entire week, about in terms of like 7 days, just to get to a point where I can feel like I can probably jog again if I really want to. And I've taken yesterday and today off from working out and doing stuff. And but the good news though is that I'm no longer needing like any kind of pills or anything. Like I was taking tons of ibuprofen for a while, and then after that I decided to give Aleve a shot because I guess Aleve has a specific type of anti-inflammatory I don't know thing inside of the composition of the pills and stuff that helps out a lot, and it did help a lot. To the point where once I started downing a few of those each day, I was able to kind of be productive again, but not work out or anything, but at least just go to work without a whole lot of problems and things like that. Well, fast forward to today, and I'm feeling 10 times better, man. And I'd say again, because I don't know what caused it. It's difficult for me to know whether or not I'm better, you know. But I mean, I feel like if I needed to, I could probably work out now if I wanted to. I just don't know. I have a little bit of an idea of what might have caused this, and I don't know really what they're called, but it's basically where you take a heavy dumbbell, you hold on to it with one hand standing up, and you kind of like do these side crunches with it. And I was doing a lot of those that last time I worked out, and I noticed that on the left side where this has all happened, it was a really painful struggle because I thought at the time it was just like maybe I don't know, like a muscle or something that I didn't stretch out enough, because I've had this feeling before and I've worked out through it without any major concerns. But I guess, whatever I did that last time, I guess I really kicked my own ass working out and stuff because it finally got ahead of me. So I think it was probably that. And so, needless to say, whenever I work out again, I'm going to be sure to kind of be a little more cognizant of that feeling. And if I feel it, just to kind of back off a little bit. But man, that's why I've been kind of uh, AWOL lately. I've really been fucked up because of this, man, to the point to where I could hardly walk. But these past 2 or 3 days, though, it's been a lot better, and I'm beginning to feel a little more normal. So I thought that I'd try to ease into some of the gaming stuff again, though. Start off because I've been wanting to play this game anyway for a while, and I thought, well, if I get, it won't really be that big of a deal to set it up, record a session of it real quick, and upload it to my YouTube channel, and maybe you guys will kind of get a kick out of this if you've never seen it before. But yeah, man, this game's called Little Fighter 2. Little Fighters, Little Fighter, I guess. I used to play this a lot whenever I was in undergrad, and I don't know. I mean, I guess it says down here. And by the way, if you're seeing like two mice cursors, I think that's like a remnant because of how the game was originally designed for an earlier OS. I think I don't really know exactly what it is that causes that shit, but I just try to deal with it. So anyway, as you can see down here, it looks like it was built or designed back in 1999, or I guess I don't know. It's somewhere in between 99 and 2008. I guess maybe that's when the work was being done. They discontinued work on it, and there for a while they made like a little fighters type of thing thereafter that was kind of similar to this game, but just a little bit different. It never really took off like Little Fighter 2 did. But if you haven't played this game, man, it is really fun. It's kind of like a Double Dragon type of game. Um, but it's almost as if it mixes Double Dragon and River City Ransom, if you guys are familiar with that old Nintendo Entertainment System game. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit here, though. I'll show you what it's all about, though. It's really fun. Now with this game, there's a little bit of a cheat code that enables you to be able to use other characters, and I'll show you what that is here in a second. So it's this. You got to type in lf2.net, and then once you hear that little like sequence there in the background, you can pick the additional players. Now, I'm gonna play as this guy. This guy's like a fucking tank. It's got the reason I'm playing as this guy is because this game gets pretty crazy, man. I mean, if you're playing by yourself and you play as this guy named Julian, you get ganged up on insane with insane amounts of enemies, but it's justified because Julian's like a powerhouse, man. He's got like some of the most insane moves and stuff like that. But the reason I'm playing with him isn't just because he's that powerful. It's just because I kind of suck at this game, and I'm just now beginning to kind of get a little reacquainted with it because I've been playing some of this here lately at work. Now it's kind of getting to be downtime at work because we're about to go on our Christmas vacation, so I don't really feel very bad about doing that. But between playing it at work and playing it at home, it's taken me a little bit of time to make sure that my keys are mapped, and I've refamiliarizing myself to how this game works and stuff. So, oh wait, shit, I wanted to show you some of the other guys real quick though. But this guy's Julian. And by the way, I don't know really what the lore is of this game. There might be some lore to it. I don't know, but all I know it as is basically like I said earlier. It's kind of like a birth child if Double Dragon and River City Ransom had a kid or something. So there's Julian, this guy named Fearson, I guess is his name, and he's another badass too because he can shoot these massively long like blasts of fuck I don't know some sort of weird energy, and I think his shtick is like possessing the power of fire and like ice. I think, and through some of his special moves, you can kind of see how that kind of comes together. Uh, this guy, he he this guy is like the byproduct of, let me see here, this guy whenever he morphs. And if you pick this guy, there's like a certain sequence of keys that you can press to have him burst out of his armor and turn into uh, Lewis EX. But I guess I won't go through all of these. But you're kind of getting the idea here, though, is that you can pick all these dudes. And it's just, I'm just gonna jump into it, man. Let you guys see what this is all about. This game is actually pretty funny, man, but it's also fun. All right, so as you can see, I'm the big guy getting my ass kicked, of course. So that's one of his power moves, and he can do this too. Pick up weapons and all that kind of stuff. And see what I'm saying about how this is kind of like a mixture of Double Dragon and River City Ransom. Oh, he also has this move where I'll show you here. Watch this. Dang it. He interrupted it. That thing right there. It's kind of like a clear out, I guess. Come here, asshole. Watch this. As you can see, he also has that little move where he can leave like a, I don't know what you would call it, like just a fake version of himself for a second to distract him. Uh-oh. This is good. see if there's any health or anything like that around here. So we're kind of hurting right now. Believe it or not, this game's actually pretty hard. It took me a long time just to get to this point where I can kind of hang with some of these assholes. Okay, this guy's an ally. Anyway, with each like sequence of stage that we're on, um, the difficulty gradually increases. You know, this stage is like a 4 stage. The one that's after this is like a dungeon, and then after that, it's like what is it? It's like a Great Wall of China type of thing, and then after that, it's like some sort of weird palace, I think. It's a shame that the developers didn't continue on with this game, man, because it's really, really fun. There we go. Looks like my guys might be getting some beef here. Fucking prick. Yes. All right. So that's stage 1. Now here's that dungeon place. Shit. I hate it whenever I'm pressing the keys and it doesn't do what I want it to. Now, in this stage, we go against some of the actual other guys. Meaning like the dudes that you can select from there during the initial loading stage or loading screen. asshole. There we go. That dude right there can be a badass sometimes. Oh, this is good. Now, if you haven't figured it out by now, the red bar up at the top is obviously your health, and the blue one is kind of like your mana, or your magical energy that you can use to do those special tricks and stuff. Yeah, this isn't good because I don't have any allies now, so we might be in trouble. Somehow I made it through that. Kind of surprised. Okay, we're probably gonna get our ass kicked here in a second. Shit. They're in the path. Oh, there's that Lewis guy. Ah, yes. All right, now this next stage is a real bear because it's the Great Wall of China, I think, stage, or at least that's what I call it. I don't know if that's really what it is, but you'll understand why I'm calling it that here in a second. But this next level, though, it's got tons of magicians, and they're kind of like a step up from those red and white guys that I've been fighting so far. Bruiser's getting on us. That was a close one. Let me see here. Let's get these. I don't even think I really needed this, but I figured I might as well take advantage of it. Should probably take some of that mana drink, which is what those brown ones are. God knows we'll need it here in a bit. go. When that music changes, that's when you know that you're gonna be fighting a boss here, and it's that Lewis guy that's transformed, Lewis EX or whatever it is. He's the badass whenever you know his moves. Yeah. There we go. Whew. I'm kind of proud of myself. I've made it this far. Usually I'm dead by this level, so it'll be it'll be interesting to see what happens in this next level. And the reason being is because I think if I remember right, the next level is like this palace, and your normal foot soldiers are now like dudes in like knight armor with swords. And I think towards the end we face ourselves, this guy right here. Now there's some like henchmen between that final fight and the initial battle or the initial start where we like fight these little mini me's. I can't remember what the name of the character is in this game, but it'll get interesting here in a second. Oh no, never mind. Okay, we've got to take care of this first. I forgot about this stage. This one's a bear too because we go against that Fearsome guy. That chick has the ability to heal others, and she can make this like weird energetic bird or something that can like act as kind of like a missile. I think, if I remember right. Damn it! This isn't looking good. Get out of here. Okay, we actually wound up better than what I was expecting right there. But this next stage or this next whatever you want to call it, these next two are going to be the most difficult, I think. out of there. And we're surrounded. And that was a close one. Okay, I think this next stage is going to be the kind of the final boss, if I'm not mistaken. It's Fears, and it's that guy that can control fire and ice. This chick just doesn't want to die, man. That's good. Alright, here we go. This, this is definitely going to be it. We'll be lucky if we beat this guy. Alright guys, charge. See, that's what he does. God dang it, he just killed me. Come on, dudes. You can do it. Shit. We just lost. Fuck. Well, see, that guy's a badass, man. Because I'm talking about this guy right here. He's got two main. Uh, well, actually, he's got three main moves that can really fuck you up. First of all, is this constant beam of I don't know what it is, just energy blast or something, and it'll just literally keep going and going and going. There's not really a whole lot that you can do to defend against it except just stay out of the way. And then he's got this other thing where it's kind of like a napalm of like fire and ice bombs. What he'll do is he'll like raise both of his hands up above his head, and it's like this weird like explosion kind of thing happens, and then it rains down in the direction that he's facing of the fire and ice. And then he's got this like a clear out type of move where he'll like charge up and then explode, and all around him is kind of like the napalm thing except in all directions. So he's pretty awesome, man. But the way to beat him is to just keep nailing him up front and don't let him get to the point to where he has a chance to kind of charge himself up. So anyway, I thought you guys might enjoy watching me get my ass kicked in this game. If you've never played this, it's called Little Fighter 2, and I'm gonna like play this every once in a while whenever I get sick of RimWorld or Jagged Alliance or any of the other games that I play. It's just kind of a fun game every once in a while. It's short and sweet, pretty direct, and for as small of a game as it is, it's actually really in depth in terms of like each character having a certain amount of development that lets you kind of find a kind of character that you really like. Like there, I don't know if you guys saw him, but during that last stage where we were at the Great Wall, um, there's this samurai dude, and he's cool because he throws shurikens at everyone, and he has two swords that he can use to uh, have melee attacks with people with. But the thing about him that's special is that he's got this special move where he can duplicate himself. So anyway, again, Little Fighter 2. If you haven't played it, definitely give it a shot. And now that I'm beginning to feel better, and by the way, I'm coming up on a really long vacation here. I've got to finish out the rest of this week, and then after that, I'm basically going to be off for like I think almost an entire month. And so I'll wind up uploading more videos and stuff like that. And at some point in the future, I was thinking I might try to start streaming if I can, get a subscriber base uh, up to a certain amount of subscribers. That way, I'm not just, streaming myself. Stuff like that. I'd feel pretty pathetic if I did that. But I always told myself that if I get a certain a number of subscribers and stuff, I'd start trying to do live streams, which I think would be kind of cool. And getting a webcam so you guys can actually see my ugly mug. I'm trying to think though if there is there anything else that I want to talk about. I guess I mean there's been a lot of shit that's been going on, but none of it's really involving game stuff. So I'll just try to keep it to the game stuff, um, for now at least. But that said, Little Fighter 2, go download it. It's fun. You won't regret it. And I will see you guys whenever I see you. Hope you guys are having a good week, staying safe, eating good food, and um, we're gonna have some fun, man. So happy holidays if I don't see you again, and take care.